Hello everyone, so it's been a while since I did a flip through of my first art journal. This is my second art journal. It's also been a while since I completed this art journal. So as you can see, I completed this journal in 1 month, the month of July, from July 1st, 2013 through July 28th, 2013. And so this journal is a Strathmore visual journal, mixed media, 9x12. I really love this brand because the pages don't wrinkle all that much. Like some journals you'll see are like really out like that when they're done, but this one stays pretty flat, and I really like it. So I'm just going to do a flip through and, talk a little bit about the pages, explain how I did some of the things. Keep in mind I am a beginner. This is my second art journal like ever, and everyone's art journal is different. It's what you want to express, it's what you want to talk about and create and everything. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's not what art journaling is about. It's not about the end product. It's just about having fun and playing with art supplies and seeing what you get in the end. It's mostly about the process and expression and fun. So yeah, they're not like perfect masterpieces of art or anything. It's just like fun. But anyway, I'm just going to get to the flip through. So this is the front cover. It's normally just like brown, but I put this craft paper over it and put this little fairy sticker on it. I think that's cute. And then I start off the art journal just with kind of reminder page. Like it says, don't be afraid to create. And it has other things like make a mess, don't judge, stay positive, have fun, things like that. Just things that I need to remind myself if I ever get too perfectionistic about the pages. I can refer back to this. And then this one was just like an abstract acrylic design. This one says, there is always a place for you in nature. And that's just some craft paper. I didn't really do much with that. Here's some journaling. This page I really love. It's just like a mixed media page. I used Dylusions ink sprays for the background. I used like a stencil and white acrylic paint here and cut out that fish. So I really like that one. And this one is the one I did for 4th of July, and it's lyrics from Lorena Segura. And then this one I really love. It looks like the Aurora Borealis or something. I used Dylusions ink sprays. And there's more Lorena Segura lyrics. It says, I'd say I love you, but I don't know how. And I just really like the heart here and just the colors, and I really like this one. And then this one I did a art journal like speed page, like set to music for this one, and I really like it. I will link to that video. This one just says I love chocolate and has like milkshake. This is paint and this is paper. And that was just a list of things I was scared about, like art journaling. I'm afraid of like wasting supplies or things like that. This one, I really like this one because it was like personal, like it was me really expressing myself. Basically my dad got a kidney transplant and everything was going well, and then he ended up in the hospital again, so I wrote about that, and I think the visual of this page really expresses that. And this one I really like. I'm not going to read all of it because it's long, but it's basically just sometimes you have to start an art journal page, or writing or any sort of art, because like you can't worry about making the mistake before you made it. Like, if you make a mistake, you learn from it. And you can't judge what you haven't drawn or painted or written or whatever. You just have to start and see what happens, and that's okay if it's a mess. And this one is just like an acrylic abstract thing. I didn't really want to do anything else with it. I didn't think it looks like a ghost in a cave or something. I don't know. But I didn't want to do anything else with it. I just liked it the way it was. And then this one I really like the primary colors and green in the black and white. And I don't know, I just really like this. It says like create, imagine, art. And it's just like abstract, and I just really like the colors. Then this one I started using photo corners, which are really cool. And it's just like a kind of a nature thing. And this is like my first like acrylic like painting that isn't like abstract, and it's just a sunflower. I actually did a speed painting of this. I will leave a link to that video as well. I mean, like, it's not perfect. I mean, the circle's kind of an oval, but for my level, I'm really proud of this. This page I really, really like. It's all paper. This is like an ephemera thing that I got in an ephemera pack. Basically, I just stamped down on this paper and then colored it in and used these photo corners, which I really love. But yeah, I really like that page. And this one is just everything red and pink, and I tried to paint fire there, but you couldn't really see it. But I have like a cardinal and ladybug and stuff like that. Then this is like, you know, the kind of art journaling that I like. You know, it feels like actual journaling because I was talking about my day. And that's kind of what people think of when they think of journaling. But I horseback ride, so this was just a nice day at the barn. It rained, so I didn't get to ride, but I got to spend time with this pony, Maggie. And I just wrote about that. I did some, you know, rain clouds and everything. I really like the way this came out. This one says, "You are bursting with potential," and it says, "Don't ever sell yourself short. There is so much that you can do. Just try and you will surprise yourself. Potential means possibility. It means you have an infinite number of ideas and room in your mind to fill with knowledge. You can do so much, so see what those things are." And I really like this because I use like the ink spray and then like a straw to like blow and make these cool patterns. And then here is another page about the barn and Maggie. I did a real-time voiceover of this page. I will leave a link to that video as well if you're interested. But I really like the way this came out with the colors and the washi tape and pictures. I really like this one. This one says, "It's time to break free." And I like that it's like the butterflies or flowers or whatever. I don't know. And this one is just like a collage of all like women and girls and everything. So I wrote, "Empower women. They can do anything. They can be anything. Mothers, artists, soldiers, writers, doctors, friends, lovers, lawyers, leaders." And just I had all these like girl stamps, and I had this cool card, and I wanted to use it somewhere, and finally got a place to use it. So this one is kind of a mess up page. This one is pretty cool. I used the Dylusions ink sprays and then sprayed it with water and had it drip down, and I have this stamp that's like a woman with an umbrella, so I like that. And this one is like the reverse of a stencil, and I messed up with this stamp of this fairy, like her face didn't show up, and I was like, well, what can I do with that? And so I wrote that Fairyland is closed, and it's kind of just, I don't know, it's a page about like, you know, how children and people kind of lose their imagination after a while and everything, or people trump imagination and creativity, so that's kind of what it's about. And then this one, I used Derwent Inktense blocks for the background, and it says, "Hope will always prevail among chaos, even if on broken wings." Have that bird stamp, and painted this crude flower. Here I was getting really perfectionistic, so I wrote all these stupid rules that I had in my head, like you have to make a pretty page, it has to have words on it, you know, you have to have a background, things like that, and I crossed it out and made better rules, you know, like have fun and do whatever you want. This one is about, I was doing like a reading marathon, like a booktube marathon where you had to try to read as many books as you could in a week, and I was just not having fun with it, and I was like, I feel like I'm not even a real reader. But so I wrote about that, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to read under pressure, reading should be fun. So I have like this book paper and everything. So this was like a good example of a way that you can use art journaling to express your feelings and everything. This one I really like because I like the contrasting cold and warm colors. So I have like, you know, the sun. This is like the zinnias stencil. And then I have the green and blue butterflies. It says heat wave because it was really hot. It was like in the hundreds at the time. That was July 18th. So this one is interesting because I literally just slapped some paint down with a palette knife and see what happened, and like the paint ended up looking like birds. So I just sort of drew the birds on like the outline of the paint. Like this one, I didn't even intend it and it looks like an owl. Like it's just weird. And I just wrote, you never know how art will turn out. You have to see what happens and don't be afraid to see what happens. Now this is like I painted like a forest trail or whatever, and I was inspired by Jenny Belly. She is like a craft and art journaling, you know, blogger on YouTube. I will leave a link to her channel. But this was from her blog spot, and it says, "We ourselves are bringing forth new things into the world, things that would not exist if we did not. I think it's the path at least trodden, so sometimes we will get tripped up by exposed roots or smacked in the face with a branch while we find our way." And I really liked that quote, so I wrote it in here and I kind of connected it to like this painting. Then this one, I really like the colors on this, and I wrote tranquility because I don't know, those colors just kind of make me feel like that. And here I painted a pond, kind of. I'm not very good with like perspective or however that works, but and this is a stamp of a swan that I cut out. But yeah, I mean, like it's painting practice, but I still have a lot to learn. And then this one is a page all about my cat Faye. So I have like baby pictures of her, and I used the photo corners again, some washi tape with hearts on it, and it's kind of like a scrapbook page. I use like this craft paper, and I really like this page. And this one I just, you know, there's no words on it or anything, but I really like it. It's just the zinnia stencil, just over and over again. I used just different dilutions, ink sprays, and water, and some paint, and I think it came out cool. It was fun to do. And then this one was just me. I wrote about like how I felt like I wasn't a reader anymore because I couldn't finish books and everything, even though I still love reading and everything. I was just like in a reading slump. So I have these pages from old books I didn't want and made like a collage. And this one was a stencil. It has like words like love and faith and dream, things like that. And I wrote, "Remember the words that move you." And I liked what I did with the washi tape there. Then this one, I don't know what that is. And then this one, I just like the colors of it, but there's not much to it. That's just messing around. These are Reina Del Cid lyrics from her song Rubik's Cube, and it says, "Sometimes the discord is the very best part," and I really like that song. And then here are like mirror images of like the same stencil. So I had like the hummingbird and flower stencil, and I made this triangle stencil. I just had like a piece of like plastic and I cut triangles in it, and I used the dilution ink sprays, and then I did the reverse on that side, so I think it looks kind of cool. And then that's just nothing, and that's it. Because I really wanted to move on to a smaller art journal, so I just have these extra pages, but I will use these just as like, cardstock or whatever. But yeah, thank you for watching. That was my second art journal flip, and I will do a quick flip where I, don't talk or whatever. I'm just going to flip through it at another time. But I hope you enjoyed that, and let me know in the comments if you art journal and if you, like this or whatever, or if you have posted a video of like your art journal or anything, because I would love to see it. So thank you for watching. Bye.